Coming up on UPH, we're going to be uncles.
Legend, wait for it, dairy, cards.
Lecherous old men.
Infected with BD?
And more on this episode of Unbelievable Power Hour.
Oh my God, Daddy!
What a shame.
All right, hello and welcome to episode 19 of Unbelievable Power Hour, your mind-blowing source for video game glory. I'm Aaron Wiesinger, and with me today is my gaming bro, Tim Austin.
What up, guys?
Hey, dude. How's it going?
What up? Good. We're a man down today.
Yeah. Dan decided, I'm going to have a baby. I don't need to be on the show this week.
I'm not going to do this, and I'm going to have a baby.
What a child.
So just to be clear, I want to make sure his wife is okay and happy and healthy and not in any pain, but I hope Dan is in a ton of pain. Just for the record.
Just flip it around.
You just flip that around.
That dude deserves it.
He does deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jerk.
So he is out for this week and probably next week.
But in all
that's
seriousness,
cool.
we hope everybody's healthy, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, congrats to them. It's about time.
It's
about time that baby popped out.
Seriously.
Yeah. So what you been up to this week?
This week, I'm sure everyone is dying to know. I've taken care of my beard this
That is
week.
a glorious beard.
I'm trying to step up my beard game.
Yeah.
I spent almost $70 on beard care products.
Wow. I didn't know that was possible.
I did not either until this week.
Yeah.
I have something called beard oil, which one of my friends calls my beard juice, which makes me a little uncomfortable.
That's a little gross.
Yep. And then I have this paste and this comb, and listen, I smell like a pine tree right now. And
that's amazing.
I want to go cut down a tree in a red flannel shirt.
Yeah.
And eat beef jerky.
So now are you going to like grow the huge
I'm not
beard?
sure if it's going to be like massive, but right now my beard game is pretty strong.
Yeah.
So
from what I can see, it's nice.
Yeah, well, I don't mess around. And then I worked a crap ton of work, but that's not all that new.
Yeah.
So
nice.
What about you? What have you been up to?
I've been doing opposite beard care. I've been regular shave caring. Yeah. Yeah.
You've got some shave care game. Look at like a baby.
Yeah, I gotta they tell you to like change the blade like every 2 or 3 times you shave or something?
Yeah,
but
I never do.
No,
ever.
No. Those cost like $12 for 4 crappy pieces of plastic and like it's barely any metal in there.
It's like it's made of poop from outer space.
Yeah.
Like I have no... Like you can go to a restaurant and get like 5 hamburgers for a nickel, but you need to go and get... and pay $38 for one razor, and I do not understand.
It's true. Well, I thought I saw like the best infographic, which was like the time frame for like men using their razor blades, and it's like the first blade maybe after like a week, and then you change it out, and the second blade you change it out, and third blade change it out, and the last blade that you got is like
8
2
years.
months.
Right, exactly.
Like, at least. Like, I'm not going to spend $20 on some blades.
That's exactly right. And you'd be like, well, after your first week, you're like, oh, it's a little rough. I should change it. But like 3 months into your fourth one, you're like, it's cool if I bleed when I shave. I'm
when
down.
You're just like tearing up and there's blood all over the place, you're like, it's not too bad.
It's almost
okay.
like an aftershave. No big deal.
So yeah, that's been my facial care, I guess.
I'm glad that this is a new segment. This is needed. Sure.
Yeah. So aside from my daily shaving regimen, I hooked up another monitor to my computer. Finally.
What a deal.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club, man.
Thanks. It's something that I've done for a long time, but since I've been here, like I've just been using my laptop for everything. And as you know, having a second monitor is amazing.
Yeah.
In every way.
Every single way.
Yeah. I mean, like, really in any profession, or even if it's not your job, like just having two monitors is super helpful in letting you do things faster. And like I use these computer graphic programs, which are very dense. And so there's a lot of options that you can split out and move to another screen. And so, yeah, that's been awesome.
It's a little surprising for me you haven't done it sooner.
Yeah. Well,
especially with what you do.
Laziness, mostly.
Oh, well, I hear that.
I mean,
I hear that. That's how I got a beard. To go back to our...
It's the same thing with my hair. People are like, "Oh, you got a new haircut." I'm like, "No, I'm just lazy. I'm
just what it does.
It's too long, so it's starting to go down." That's what's happening.
You do have some pretty incredible hair, though.
Thank you.
I
will be getting a cut tomorrow, so look forward to that.
Breaking news on UPH.
Woo!
Aaron's getting his hair cut, and Tim's growing out his beard.
Oh man! Speaking of haircuts, I had something today happen that usually I've never run into it. Like in the U.S., when you go get a haircut, like maybe you need to make an appointment because they're busy folks.
Sure.
And you need to get your time slot. Yeah. But I'm in Korea, and so if I want to get a haircut,
just to be clear, that is North Korea.
Yes.
He's rooming with Dennis Rodman right now.
Yes.
Right.
We're tight.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's over there. So, so when you make
your haircut.
Yeah. When you make an appointment to get a haircut, you got to do it in Korean. And I can speak Korean if I have to, but I still get super nervous when I have to do it. And especially like if I have to do it on the phone. If you do something in person, like it's not as bad.
Because you can do the old hand motions.
Yeah, exactly. And like right here, at 2 o'clock.
Cut to here.
2 o'clock. I need a haircut here. No. So I
come to South Korea where every day is a big game of charades.
No, so I managed to get through that and made myself proud of myself for doing that.
Work.
Yeah.
Can you give us some I need a haircut at 2 o'clock in Korean right now?
No.
Come on.
I had all my Korean that I can do in one day. Next time.
No, we both know that's not true.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, let's stop talking about hair and start talking about some video games.
Deal, let's do it.
All right, so what have you been playing this week, Tim?
Okay, so Dan is gone, and I'm a little bummed.
I was going to say glad, but...
I meant glad. No, we've been playing a lot of Mario Golf World Tour together.
Yeah, that's right.
We've been playing online, and it's been a lot of fun. For the record, every single time we've played, I've beat him. So I would like to state that record now.
Okay.
No, World Tour is good. I really like it. There's some aspects that I don't love. One of the things that's frustrating to me is like the previous Mario Golf games, you've been able to kind of like level up your player.
Right.
Like your shot can go farther, you're better at putting, or those kind of things.
Yeah.
That's really gone from this game, and that was frustrating for me. The RPG-ness of it is kind of been taken out of it, building your character. You can still, make your character look obnoxious and put funky clothes on them and buy different clubs and stuff like that.
Is it just your me that gets imported, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's your me that comes in.
Yeah.
And then you can play as regular characters as well. But it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of different game types that Dan and I have been messing around with, and it's been pretty fun. I say that because I beat him every time. The other thing that I don't really love about it is the layout to the whole game is just jacked.
What do you mean?
It doesn't make any sense. Like when you start the game, you have two options to go into like a quick play or the actual game.
Right.
I guess you'd say story mode, for lack of a better word. And you can't go between the two, which I guess makes sense. But Dan and I were talking at work one day, and he was like, "Hey, I went to the challenges last night and got a new course." And I was like, "Well, I can find that. Where is it?" So he told me, and I went home and spent 20 minutes walking around the stupid castle to try and find where this was, and never found it. Ended up Googling it and found it. So just the way the layout is inside the game is a little messed up.
I guess, walk me through, you get into the game, do you have to, it's not a menu? You have to walk around the menu?
No, there's a menu for, the first player or the quick play.
Okay.
There's a menu for that. But then inside of the storyline or the story mode, there's a castle. It almost mirrors the castle of Super Mario Bros. 64.
Okay.
Where you know how you walk in and you can go to different rooms to go to different star rooms. No, everybody else in the world who doesn't hate Nintendo will know what I'm talking about. I
didn't play that game.
You are crazy. That game was amazing.
It was. I will give Mario 64.
How can you say that? You didn't even play it.
I did play it at my friend's house. Not very much.
You get a 5-minute mute. But... You can't talk for 5 minutes. I'm just
and I'll mute myself.
No, so in that game where you can walk in and you can go, level 1 stars, level 2 stars, level 3 stars. It's similar to that. You need to go walk around different places and figure out where you need to go. And so because they haven't given you a map, because they haven't given you any direction of really where to go, you have to spend time talking to the Koopas around you to figure out, hey, go over here to do a putting challenge. So the layout's kind of jacked.
Does that feel fun at all, or is it
Yeah, once you get into the games, it's fun. The one player and online play is way more fun than the the actual story mode.
Right.
Just Dan and I play 18. We've played 18 a couple of times now, and it takes about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, depending on what gameplay.
Yeah.
But it's super easy to find each other because we're friends on our 3DS.
Okay.
I just start a game. I tell him to get on, and 2 minutes later he's on, and we just start it right up. So it is really, really fun. I'm not a huge golf guy, but I've always been a Mario golf guy. It's the somewhat realistic along with a cartoony aspect of it that I really like. And I know that you're such a huge Nintendo fan that you will run out and get it as well.
First thing tomorrow. Actually, tonight, after the episode, yeah.
Right after the episode, you're running out to get it. So we've been playing a lot of that. I would give it the unofficial 7.5 beards out of 10.
Okay.
So
that's pretty good on the beard scale.
That is pretty good on the beard scale.
Yeah.
The other thing that I've been playing, I got news, it was announced today, this week, that Far Cry 4 is coming out. Ooh. November 18th. I'm really, 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 really excited about it.
Yeah. You kind of like it?
I guess, if that's what you're into.
Whatever,
Because of that, I've been playing Far Cry 3 again. Because I loved that game. Far Cry, I've just been going through the story mode again.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. Have you played Far Cry 3?
No, I played Far Cry the first one when it was like the epitome of graphic wonder.
Yep.
On the PC.
And you haven't played any since?
No, that was it.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible. What's funny is I've never played 1. I've played 2 and 3, but never 1. So,
so I don't remember like what the story is at all. I just remember that it was like pretty. I mean, I went back and played it not too long ago, the first one, and it doesn't look that great. But but I just remember it was a good-looking game at the time, and it was a fun shooter. But I don't remember the story of it.
Yeah, the story for 3 is you are with, I don't know, 6 friends, 5 friends on this island, and for some reason you get taken by this evil dude named Voss.
Okay.
And
good name.
You are you're in the process of getting your friends back, and you do it through obviously guns and but you eventually get into cahoots with this tribe that'll give you special powers.
Oh.
That'll allow you to do different things. So
yeah.
I really like it. The aspect that I really like of Far Cry 3 is it's an open world. I'm a huge fan of open world games.
Me too.
It's open world, so you can go do whatever you want. So yesterday I was playing after work, and I got in trucks to see how far I could launch them off of cliffs.
Yeah.
You know, just
why wouldn't you?
That's not really part of the game, but Tim makes it a part of the game. So I really like that aspect, but there's just so many things to do. You can, they have certain people that you need to go kill in a certain way. You can go hunting to craft new items so you can carry more guns. You can go get the elusive animals and shoot them to create other things. And then obviously the regular storyline of getting your friends back. So there's just a lot of different things you can do with it. If you're bored of one aspect of the game, you can just drop it for a couple weeks and play other aspects.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I really like about it. One of the things that's shocking about 4 is the Far Cry's, the second, what took place in the first one? Like, what setting was it in?
It was an island.
Do you remember?
And I remember your character wore a Hawaiian shirt, and that's all I can remember.
I mean, that's a good
That's
look.
all I need.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the first one was an island. The second one was kind of like safari, savannah type. 3 went back to the island, and 4 is going to the Himalayas.
Oh, that's quite a change.
So, yeah. So the other thing that the internet's freaking out about right now is apparently in 4 you can ride an elephant.
Oh, that is sweet.
And if you, that's all I need in a game.
I would say a game would get an extra, like, 5 beards just for having a rideable elephant. At least.
An elephant riding alone.
Yeah. It could be bad elephant riding, but if it's in there, you
at
get those
least
beards.
5.
Yeah.
At least 5 beards.
Yeah.
And then, so I've been playing Far Cry. I'm going to play more today. Game's super fun. I'm nasty with a sniper rifle.
That's good, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Give me a sniper rifle and the bow, and you're done.
Nice.
You are done.
Tear it up.
Tear it up. And then the third and final game that I've listed this week, I've been playing a game called Monkey Boots. Every week that I'm on here, I'm going to try and do a mobile game. Because I'm that guy.
I keep assuming that it's Monkey Island and not Monkey Boots.
No, Monkey Boots. And just to be clear, that's not a second B at the end. It's not Monkey Boobs.
Okay. Which
it's Monkey Boots.
Would be a strange game.
It would be a strange game. Maybe it's the second.
I would ask you not to play that on this show.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to come over and play Monkey Boobs? Absolutely not. I absolutely do not want to come over and play Monkey Boobs.
Thanks for asking, but no.
Yeah. That's a thanks but no answer. This is a pretty simple game. Think Flappy Bird-esque. So it's a side scroller. You are a monkey with boots on.
Okay.
So it was a pretty far stretch to come up with the name of it.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And there are different size elephants coming at you. I believe they're elephants.
Okay, like it.
And you need to jump on said elephants to advance in the game or jump over them. So it's just a infinite side scrolling, and then if you get hit, obviously you're dead.
Right.
So there's 3 different level elephants.
Uh-huh.
There's 3 different color elephants, and they run at you depending on color and size.
Like different speed or?
Yeah,
okay.
different speed. And you can hop on them to get more points, or just and you can like hop in succession, and you get like multipliers based on. So if you jump on 8 elephants in a row, you get 8 times the points. So,
okay. Nice.
It's fun. It's a quick game. I find that with mobile gaming, I don't like long games. I'm not going to sit down. Like Final Fantasy just got released on Android.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What's the other? GTA 3, I think just got, or maybe it was Vice City, just got released on Android. I'm not going to play a 30-hour game on my phone. Yeah. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think games like Monkey Boots and Flappy Bird and, those the quick games where you can sit down and play 3 rounds in a minute,
right,
are a lot more popular.
Right.
I think that's why Angry Birds was popular. You can sit down and play a level and be done with it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play a 30-hour game on my phone.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
I think probably like the biggest game that is popular on mobile devices is like Minecraft Mobile. Like aside from that, like most of the popular games are fairly short, I think.
Well, and even some of the long games like Clash of Titans, have you played that at all?
Yeah. But you don't play it that long.
You don't play it that long. You can only do certain things, and then you have to leave it.
Right. Or pay them like $200 and play all day.
Seriously, what in the world?
Yeah. Be one of those guys.
Could you imagine? No, getting a bank statement. You spent $70 on Clash of Clans this week. Kill me now.
We talked about the one guy, like this is a while back, but somebody spent like between $5,000 and $7,000 on that game. And it's like, how really, like, I don't care how much money you have, like, you still should have some sort of frame of reference for that's too much money to spend on that game. Really on any game. But
yeah, to me, it's less about money at that point and more about knowing your own personal limits. Like, you have a personal issue at that point.
Yeah. That should involve a lot of shame. And if you have spent that much money, you probably shouldn't tell anybody else.
Absolutely. I'm totally in agreement. So those are my 3 games. Mario Golf World Tour, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4 is coming, and there's much rejoicing. And Monkey Boots, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a ton. Well, I've been playing about 13 hours of Bravely Default.
So 13 hours, when did you get it?
I got it last Friday, like hours before we recorded last week's episode. I got it.
I was going to say, I would say that was too much if you got it yesterday, but in a week, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, I play for a couple hours a day, usually 2-3 hours a day.
And we were talking about this a little bit before we got on today, that you told me I should check it out. That you said this is like the JRPG.
Yeah. I think JRPGs can be like, they do have sort of a set mold where there's like run around, you get random encounters, and it's turn-based combat, and you've got, your same like warrior, mage, white mage, and like all the same classes are basically there, and you're playing the same game over and over and over with like really strange, especially when it's like the Japanese RPGs, they tend to be sometimes a little out there and eccentric feeling with their storyline.
Sure.
But this one, it seems to like take all the best things that are in JRPGs and really makes a nice tight package. in Bravely Defaults. It's really cool. So the name is really dumb. I still don't like the name.
I was gonna say, is it like Bravely and then like Default?
No,
or like, is it like Pokemon and then Pokemon Green?
No,
like this is Bravely Default.
It just doesn't make sense. Like,
is it a translation thing?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's like the name comes directly from the mechanic in the game. Like, so when you're in a battle, you get battle points, and you can spend up to 4, or you can take up to 4 turns with a character.
Okay.
And that's called like braving. So if you brave, you can take more than 1 turn per character. Or you can default. And defaulting is basically just going into defensive posture, and you build up an extra battle point. So then later on, you can use up those accumulated battle points up to a maximum of 4. So it's a cool mechanic. Like, I really like the fact that, like, if you
have some options.
Yeah, like if you really need to hold back certain characters, maybe like a mage that's not as, attack heavy, and they don't have the mana to do some damage, or you don't want to use them for that, they can at least like build up those battle points and defend themselves, and then maybe if they have to use it later, they can. And in the same way, if it's a really easy battle and you just want to be over with it, then you can brave for 4 times and then just like blow through all your turns and go past those guys. So they like, it feels like a cool mechanic, and it streamlines the battle process.
But it's a really stupid name for a game.
Yes, like, why is default? Like, default isn't an exciting thing at all.
It's a really sexy word right now.
Yeah.
Default.
Like, just default that thing. I can't think of a more boring name to call a move. Default, hurry.
And like, even if it's something exciting and they ask a question and your response is default, like, you hear the horns go, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a new car. It's super cool. What did you get? Oh, the default one. No, you're dumb. Everyone hates
Wrong.
you.
Get an exciting one.
Saying, they should have called this Bravely Mediocre.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
It's like the same thing.
I feel like that's fair. Bravely
and
mediocre.
then you can either mediocre or brave during your
Exactly.
Hurry, put your shield up and mediocre.
Oh, man. So what'd you do that round? I totally mediocred that round.
All my guys
awesome.
just mediocred it.
Not sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
So it's a lot of dumb naming stuff. Actually, that's probably the most egregious like account of dumb naming in the game. But it is a cool thing to do. And
yeah, I'll have to check it out. Is it a new game?
It's been out for a little while. I've just been kind of slow on the uptake in terms of getting it. It's also an import item for me, so not as easy. I can't just run out to the store.
Dennis Rodman can get those things for you.
Yeah, I probably know. We're good pals. He can hook me up.
Still $30 on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
It looks awesome though.
Yeah. It's
screenshots look really good.
Yeah, it's a really nice looking game. And like another thing with streamlining it is you can choose to like speed up, like fast forward through your moves. So instead of just having to watch a bunch of moves over and over and over, you can hit fast forward and it will remember so that you can just like blow through. If you're just trying to like level up and get some XP,
you don't want to watch every cutscene of your attack.
Yeah, you don't want to watch casting Blizzard like 500 times because that over the course of playing it will take up an entire day. So it's like just speed through that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of games are doing that because they've done the same thing in Mario Golf World Tour. You hit a shot, and if you don't want to watch it, you hold I think it's the R bumper.
Okay. That's
and
cool.
it'll speed up your whole shot.
Yeah.
So
I really like that.
really nice feature, even with stupid things like golf. So
yeah, I mean, you don't think about it, but it is like something that it really does waste your time just sitting there watching that.
Yeah, I want to play, not watch.
Yeah. Another thing, like it's interesting because you can choose like easy, normal, or hard when you first start the game. You can change that later on, and you can also change your encounter rate. So if you want to encounter like the normal amount of bad guys that you would, then that's fine. You just play like that and get normal experience and everything like that. Or you can bump it up to like 50 or 100% more encounters.
I mean, what a statement. 100% more.
100% more battles.
If the game is anything other than when it's on 100%, just you meeting battles every step you take,
which
that's
is
a disappointment.
Basically what it is. Like, it gets, I mean, it's your own fault for doing it, but like, you get out of battle, you take 2 steps, and then it does the like flash into you're doing another battle. But it's great for getting a lot of XP.
I was gonna say you're gonna have bosses of characters on that because of you have a crap load of XP.
Yeah. And like, so it's sort of cool because the way you can like speed up everything, and if you do run into a boss that's really hard, you can very quickly be like, okay, I need to level up my guys or get some money to go buy some better equipment.
Sure.
And run around like for, not too terribly long, get up that XP and money and do what you got to do.
Despite the terrible name, it sounds like they've taken a lot of things into consideration to kind of level the playing field so you're not stuck at a spot in the game.
Yeah.
Because nothing is worse than getting a game that you're excited about and then being stuck somewhere and knowing you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling Dan I was really frustrated, like, because I'm playing it on hard, and I thought it was like the worst decision ever because the first bosses that I came up to, like, I could not get past them. Like, usually the first bosses are kind of like tutorial bosses, and these were really difficult, and I had to go like level up my characters a couple times before I could come back and then beat them. So I was like, man, this was maybe not the best decision.
But you can take it down. You can take it down mid-game. The levels?
Yeah, you can change the difficulty. You can change like basically every aspect of it just mid-game.
Okay.
But it wasn't so hard like that you can't get past them. It is like you said,
So you knew you could get it. It's just you needed to level up your guys.
A little bit of extra edge.
Sure.
And it's cool. Like, instead of just having like set classes for the characters, they give you this job wheel. Like, every time you beat a boss, there'll be like a specific type of boss. Like, if you beat a mage, then you'll acquire their power or their job.
Okay.
And then you can swap out jobs and change your equipment based on the job they have, and you level up the jobs. It's a really deep system that they've set up. And I think, like, based on the fact that if I look at the job wheel, I've only got like a quarter of the available jobs so far.
And you've been playing for 15 hours or so? Yeah, that's pretty legit.
So I've got a ways to go.
I'm assuming that this is a party that you're...
Yeah, four peeps.
4? I figured.
Rolling 4 deep. Another
that's
thing
usually what I do with my mages.
Sort of. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't shut off my 3DS. And that's not because I'm like addicted to the game. It's because that's sort of part of the game, which I think is strange.
Are you using Street Pass?
Part of it is because I'm hoping to eventually meet somebody here who has a 3DS turned on in my vicinity. So far, that hasn't happened. Like, I've walked around with it in my bag for a while and gotten no Street Passes. But part of the game is like you're rebuilding this town, and so you have to like assign people in the town to build things up, and then that takes time. Okay. And the only way that time passes is if the game is on. And it's in, like, you can go into standby mode and it'll keep doing it as long as the game is running.
Sure.
Or technically running. So you'll build up like that. Another thing, I haven't really used it. There's this like SP points, like secondary battle points that you can get. So you can pause the game at any time, even if it's during the enemy's turn, and attack with those and using those SP points. And for every 8 hours that the game is in standby, it will give you 1 point, up to 3 points. So it actively rewards you for just leaving the game on all the time.
I think that's Nintendo trying to get more of our money. Because they'll be like, the battery's totally going to tank after they charge it so many times.
Yeah. I mean, and it's strange too, like...
What an interesting concept to a game.
It's
you get
really...
rewarded if you don't play it?
Yeah, like, I don't know, it feels like a weird thing that they shoehorned in there, because you can also, like, buy these SP points. Like, you can pay real money and buy these SP points if you feel they're that valuable to you. I haven't used one yet, so I don't think they're that valuable.
Sure.
But I don't know, it just seemed weird. But I mean,
yeah.
I could spend like 3 hours just talking about all the different things in this game.
You're a big fan.
Yeah, I really love it. That's what I've been doing. Like, that's been my primary game this week, I would say.
I'll have to check it out.
If you like JRPGs, definitely check it out. It is
I
worth
don't think I've ever played one. I mean, Final Fantasy and stuff like that, but that's not a JRPG.
Yeah, that's JRPG.
Is it?
Yeah. Square Enix.
Oh, that's true. So I do like those, so maybe I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
It's $30 on Amazon. I might be able to swing that.
Yeah.
But I'm getting a new game next week for my PS3, so maybe not.
Oh, what do you get?
What else you been playing?
So I also want to talk about a mobile game I've been playing. Did you play
glad that
Threes?
No.
Okay. Have you played this? 2048 is the game.
I had it on my phone for 3 minutes and thought, if this stays on here anymore, I'm going to throw my phone through a wall.
Why?
The thing that frustrated me is I'm kind of a simpleton. I will admit that right at the beginning.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
Okay.
There was no tutorial on what you need to do.
Yeah.
It took you like 3 steps and they're like, all right, have fun.
Yeah.
Fun with numbers. I felt like I was on like some janky version of like Sesame Street.
Yeah. It is like a weird, it sort of feels like a learning game. Like, and I know like it's basically the same as Threes, and I know Threes was really popular on the iPhone. But it seems like a math game, but it's really not. It's just matching numbers together. And like, so I guess you have to know basic multiples to figure it out.
We'll see. I'm out already.
Done.
I could play Monkey Boots, or I could learn Monkey Boots.
It's like you take 2 and 2, which makes 4, and then 4 and 4, 8, 8 and 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. Like, and the point is, like, the game is called 2048 because if you can actually get your tiles up to, if you can combine 2 1024 tiles and make the 2048 tile, then you will have won. And it's a 5 by 5 grid, something like that. And so you're basically just swiping across in like up, down, left, and right, and trying to like push the numbers into each other to merge them. And like, I didn't get it at first either. Like, it took me a little bit before I was like feeling comfortable with what I was doing.
So maybe I need to try it again, is what you're saying. Oh, yeah. Maybe not. Oh, here it is, the big butt.
The thing is, like, we were both saying, like, we like short games on the phone. And this has been a strange, like, almost
addiction?
Like, you can lose track of time really easily. Like, I accidentally played it for hours.
No, stop it. You did not accidentally play a math game for hours.
I was like, I've played this the entire day almost. Like, I've just been sitting here swiping across and combining these things. Like, I love me some puzzle games, and I guess too much. Because that was
I would say
way
too much.
long.
And you need to admit something to us in the world through the UPH show right now.
Yeah.
Have you been sitting at your desk at work and thought to yourself, man, I'm really jonesing for some math right now?
I just gotta multiply. All right, so let me show you the game real quick on the video feed. So this is the game. Here's what it looks like.
Okay, so 4x4.
Okay, yeah. So let's swipe that down. 4.
Okay,
over.
see, but the 2 didn't go away.
Yeah, it did.
That's what
wait, because all right, so I move down, the 4 goes down. Yep. Move the 4 over again, and then it'll go over into the 4. And then move the 2 down, move the 2 into the 2, put that up, and I got the 4 in there, move that down. Wait, I'm doing it backwards, so it's hard. So like that, that's how the game works.
This is witchcraft.
And
it's witchcraft.
I'm embarrassed to say how long I've played it. But it is super awesome. I still love it.
Do you want to take a timeout right now so you can play some more?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully we're not doing the show live, so probably just going to stop, and I'll call you back in like 3 hours after I've gotten my fill.
I do not understand. But maybe I just need to try it again.
Yeah, I mean, give it another shot. Maybe give it another shot.
You have fun with your math and learning, and I'm going to jump on some elephants' heads.
All right.
No. What else?
So, after my math, I'm continuing to play some Civ 5.
Have you ever played that before?
Yes.
I'm totally kidding, because you play Civ it all 5? The time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not sure. I'm starting to go to war with a couple of the guys in the game, and it's fun lying to each other and saying that we're doing something that we're not. So yeah, Civ 5. It's good times.
Who doesn't? If you want to lie, play Civ 5.
All right, so let's stop talking about ourselves and start talking about some news. So the first news story this week is Microsoft is cutting the price of the Xbox One to $399. And why is that?
Because they're getting ruined in the standings with PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be it.
Yeah, they realized how terribly they've been doing compared to the PS4, and that they don't have to package the Kinect with the Xbone. So get rid of that, chop $100 off the price tag. So
now,
yeah.
Have you played a one?
I have not. I haven't even seen one.
I have. I've played one, but it was real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Have you used a Kinect before?
Yes.
I feel like the Kinect isn't a big draw for like in-depth gamers.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I got mine, and I usually just used it to like do this and swipe Netflix things. Just like not in games ever.
And that's why I think this is an actual really good move for them.
Yeah.
It's put it down to where the PS4 is, and because usually people are loyal one way or the other. Right. I'm an Xbox guy, or I'm a PS 3, 4 guy.
Yeah.
And so taking it down 100 and still being able to purchase the Kinect, I think this is a no-brainer. I honestly think this is how it should have launched.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I mean, Microsoft is feeling it now.
Yeah.
But no, I just think the Kinect, it's good for kids, maybe, who want to play games.
Yeah.
I've played it with, a couple of my nieces and nephews and a couple of my friends as kids, but I've never played in-game something that I want to play and use Kinect. So I think this is a super good move for them, and they need to play catch-up now. Yeah.
No, I think it's great. And like you said, I mean, I use my Kinect mostly for voice commands and like some minor swiping things. But like there are some like sort of fun things you can do with it, but I really don't think they should have like tacked on that extra $100 just to like sort of force that into games.
You know,
I don't know.
Yeah, and I think an argument of, you know, I said that I think they should have done this for the beginning, but we've all said time and time again, you know, we're not a huge fan of DLC, and if you're going to give me the game, give me all of it. And so I get their reasoning by wanting to launch it. This is the best experience you're going to have.
Sure.
Is to have all the pieces. So I get that thought, but it didn't really translate for them.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but I think they're making the right move. I think this is something that needed to be done. So
yeah,
good on them.
So it looks like starting June, you can get your Kinect-less Xbox One.
The only problem I foresee with all of this is there's still going to be crap loads of Kinect full ones on the store shelves.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to, new packaging, new everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one thing I heard was like, it's sure to probably piss off some developers that are like midway through a game and then finding out that Xbox is like suddenly going to devalue the Kinect when they've been like trying to force it in there so much.
Sure.
But I mean, what are you going to do? In the long run, I think it's much better for them. And it at least put them on an equal ground in terms of how much the system costs.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, like, it was a tough choice for me. Like, I am an Xbox guy. I had my 360 for a really long time. And even with all the issues, and I had a couple of red rings, I still love the controller. It's still my favorite controller, even after using the PS4 controller. And yeah, I mean, I love my 360, and I wanted to like the Xbox One, but I just saw so many things about it that I didn't like. No big draw for me. So I heard so many good things about the PS4 and jumped ship, at least for now. So,
do you think it's the lack of games on one or the other?
There's still sort of a lack of games on the PS4. But I think that they've been much smarter in terms of like making the system very focused on gaming and not trying to make it like the all-in-one entertainment system. Yeah, the media center for the living room. It's just like, this thing is for games. Like, that is their selling point. That's their main selling point. They've got a really good setup with their PS Plus membership. They do have some good games out there. Again, not a ton at this point, but it's still pretty early on. So...
Yeah. I mean, that's how it's been with all next-gen level consoles when they come out.
Yeah.
There's 3 good games for them, and then you wait for a year, and more eventually come out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just the truth.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, and now I'm in, because I'll eventually get a PS4. I'm thinking maybe this summer, but I have to figure out if I'm going to buy Far Cry 4 for my PS3, or... do I pre-order as a PS4 and make myself get a PS4?
That's a tough one.
Which is probably what will happen.
Or
if I pre-order
both.
Yeah, if I pre-order a PS4, then I have to have it by November 18th. So we'll see.
That's true. All right, so moving on. Let's talk about more Dota.
Dota.
Yes. Dawn of the Ancients, right?
Sure.
I should know that.
I believe.
Yeah.
It just, if we were writing this out, that would end in a question mark?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. 2. Yeah, sorry. 2. Last week we watched the, what do you
2
call
weeks
it?
Ago,
documentary. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, sorry.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago we watched a documentary on... I almost said mockumentary, but it wasn't a mockumentary.
No,
it was.
Yeah, well,
it was a
maybe
real...
if I was watching it and making fun of it as I was. Look at the guy's dumb face.
So stupid. So we watched that and saw like their big tournament in that documentary about Dota 2 and all the craziness that goes along with esports. The prize was $1.6 million for the winning team to share. And now...
a prize for 1.6 is pretty great, except when you're a part of a team.
Yeah, you're a team, there are taxes, and then you split everything. So
you can buy Watch this. Are you ready for this?
What's that?
So when you're done and you've won, you're the best in the world, you can buy 3 razors.
Oh, yeah.
3 whole razors is what you can buy.
That is nothing to sneeze at.
That is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
No, but the news is that this year it's the prize pool is exceeding $5 million.
Yeah, it's gone up a few bucks, to say the least. So that is an actual, like, shareable, massive amount of money. I mean, not that $1 million split isn't a lot of money, but this is a lot of money. But you couldn't
live on it.
No.
If you're not winning it every year, there's no way you can...
Yeah.
That's sustainable. So, I feel like this is a step in the right direction if they really want this to, be what they've said it's going to be.
Right.
I feel like the pride, being a team sport, it needs to be more because it's not an individual winning it.
Right. And I think, like, I don't know how it was set up last time, like how they raised the money, how they got the money for the tournament. But this has been supported by people buying something called the Compendium, which is this purple book for Dota. And we were also talking about this before the show. Neither of us has really, like, we both realize how big Dota is in the gaming community. And a lot of people obviously love Dota. But neither of us do, really.
Nope.
No. So,
I just don't understand. I'm reading it right now, and it says a compendium, which has been out for a week, costs $10. Like, what does it do?
So, you buy the compendium and you level that up. Like, there's no level cap, but you level up this compendium, and then as you level up, you get things in-game, and it looks like it's mostly aesthetic changes to characters and stuff like that. I don't know that I would care that much, but I don't really care that much about the game, so maybe if I was super into it.
I don't want to be a broken record, but it comes down to the DLC thing, and that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
It's a DLC. I'm not going to pay my money to get something that just makes things look a little different.
Yeah.
But that... Obviously, it works because they've raised $5 million,
right?
In excess of $5 million. But I'm clearly not who they're going for because that kind of stuff doesn't work on me. But
yeah,
it's clearly working for them. I feel like if they want this to be a legitimate thing, they're making it go in the right direction.
Yeah,
$5 million is a chunk of change
for sure. I mean, one of the guys from the Bombcast, I think Brad, is a big Dota player, and he's talked about spending like at least like $40. Like overall, I don't know how much money he's spent, but like $40 on a rare item in the game. And I'm not sure how much it actually helps you play the game, but I think most of the things that you can buy simply affect the look. So I know that people do spend money on this stuff.
I mean, they have to be.
Yeah.
They have to be.
But at least, like, when you buy this compendium, 25% of that $10, so $2.50 goes.
Thank you,
wizard.
2048.
Math magicians right here.
Yep. He'll be doing the math. I'll be jumping on elephants. So,
so every time someone spends $10, $2.50 goes towards this pool, and then some guys get a lot of money.
I feel like it's priced right, regardless of whether I think that it's something I think is legitimate or not. They've priced it right.
Yeah.
10 bones is nothing. I mean, even for a kid who wants their parents to buy it for them, we're not talking $60 for a brand new game.
Exactly.
It's $10.
Yeah. That's a pretty easy sell.
Of it. I think they've priced it right.
Yeah. I think that's super easy to whine to mom and dad.
Yep.
Get that $10, get your compendium.
Yep. I totally agree. And then you can wear a different coat in the game.
All right, so talking about coats, in the game. Now let's talk about plastic figurines in real life.
My favorite. So there are going to be new Barbies that are released.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we
for my
pumped.
other podcast.
Oh.
Sorry.
Get those confused.
My Barbie podcast. What an absurd idea.
Your
a
daily Barbie
podcast.
update.
Just to let you know, she's wearing high heels. She's living in her dream house. And her and Ken are going to get a little frisky tonight.
Oh, man. I would watch that just to be weirded out.
Could you imagine? Oh, man. It would be weird.
Especially
girls that way.
If Tim Austin was doing that show, I would watch it.
My name's Tim Austin. I work in IT, and I've got a really sweet Barbie podcast.
You really take people off guard.
That's right. Which is what I like to do, so look for it in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
No, really, though, Nintendo has announced they're going to debut Skylander style figures at E3 that will work with, it looks like, the Wii U and the 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you know what is it? Skylanders? What, Skyliners? Yep. Is that a thing? I don't think so. Skyliners. It's probably a plane or something.
Probably is.
So Skylanders like figures where you put them in a near field device and the powered device reacts with the unpowered like figure, and then it transfers data back and forth between them. So like you can take your figure to really anywhere, plop it down, and then that data goes with you. So that's the premise for like Skylanders. And apparently, because were you on the episode where we talked about Nintendo passing up the Skylanders deal?
Yes, I was.
So it seems like this was probably very much why. Since they were making their own thing. And here we've got a nice little trophy-looking plastic figure of Mario holding up his hand to all the world, saying, "Here I am. Let's play a game."
I'm a figure. You know, as I think through this, when I first read this article, I was like, well, I could see it for maybe some of the younger kids. I'm not, super jazzed to run out and buy a figurine to take to my friend's house and plop down and be like, look what I brought. But if it will, and it didn't go into the article really, but if it will transfer game data, like if I have a saved player and will transfer it, it's basically a memory card.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, it's essentially what it is.
It's a fancy memory card.
It's a fancy memory card that's more inconvenient to bring with you places. But,
but if you're a child,
the idea. But if you're a child, you'll play with it and then lose it. So, no, I get the idea behind it. I know that was one of the things that was frustrating for me on some of the PS3 games that I played with like my brother. I'd want my account to come with me, and so I'd bring my whole PlayStation.
Right.
And if there was a way to bring accounts, bring maps, bring loadouts, bring whatever that is, characters in an easier way, I'm all for it. I'm not sure that a figurine is the way to do it, but Skylanders has had a lot of success with it, so apparently something's catching on. So I get the idea, but absolutely, this is why they passed it up. They're making their own. Right.
And I mean, they've been doing so poorly in their console battle that they're trying to do, I think, anything that will hopefully get in that sort of revenue that like Skylanders can. And like playing on like the classic, Mario Brothers, all the classic Nintendo folks.
I mean, they have to. That's all they have.
Yeah.
I mean, in the reality of it.
Yeah.
That's, I saw that the Wii U went on sale for, was it $300 last week?
Mm-hmm.
$200? I forget what it was. And I debated getting it just because I'm like, oh, when the new Zelda game comes out, I want to play that.
Yeah.
And I could play some of the older Mario games on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not running out. The only time I've ever seen a Wii U is at Dan's house. Nobody has them.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I've never heard of anybody else having one.
I mean, unless you have kids under 14, or you're a mom who wants to do yoga. I just offended way too many people.
Yeah.
On the Wii board, there's not. I mean, I don't really see a huge draw. The in-depth gamers, the gamers who, are concerned about graphics and concerned about gameplay and storyline and all that stuff, are not going to get a Wii U.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Right.
They're not even releasing some of the newest games for the Wii because they're like, there's no market there.
Yeah, exactly. I think it seems like they just don't know what they're doing. Like, they're just trying things. Like, there's not a whole lot of market research that goes into what happens at Nintendo. It's just like, oh, this controller was a bad idea. You know what? Let's put out some Mario figures, put the RFID chip in there, whatever this thing is, and hopefully we'll make some money. I don't know, but let's try it.
And I want to be careful because I'm not getting on the anti-Nintendo rant.
Come on board.
No, I like what they do. I like, what they're good at. I like, the Mario games, the Zelda games, those things I really, really like. But as far as business plan, I think I can get on board. It just seems like they're flailing and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you used any NFC stuff?
I have not.
It's really
rad.
The
only thing I would like to get is like a charging thing for my phone.
I have 2 chargers for my phone. One here, one at work.
Yeah.
I also use something called Google Wallet that you can pay at the pump with your phone.
Oh, really?
You can pay. Those, I don't know if you have them in South Korea, but those, they're all over the place here. They have like the 3 waves that you can wave your card over the card scanner to pay. Do they have anything like that over there?
They, like, if you're going through the subway, there's a chip in your phone that you can set up so that it will just take money from your account.
Like that's like an NFC chip.
Yeah.
And so NFC is the new thing. I mean, it's been around for a while, but everybody's starting to jump on board, and it is fantastic.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet. Like, it seems sort of like, but the things you can do with it are pretty cool, and they do make things a lot easier and faster.
Well, and even when the Wii U it was released and they said it's going to have NFC, I'm like, what in the world is it going to have an NFC chip for?
You carry the controller with you?
Yeah, I don't get it, but it makes sense now. But no, NFC's rad. I really like it. I'm a big fan. So,
well, I don't want Nintendo to go out of business. I just don't like a lot of the things that they do. If they did, I wouldn't be terribly upset. But unofficially. So, yeah, that is what's going on in the world of NFC figurines, if you were wondering. Now, let's move on to the retro game of the week. So now we're going to talk about Contra. Did you ever play Contra?
The best game in the entire world.
Wow.
When I was little, it took me a while to convince my parents. I had pretty conservative parents. It took me a while to convince them to get me a Nintendo, an NES.
Oh.
But before I had an NES, I had already bought a game, and that game was Contra. Because my friends...
You bought the game before the NES?
Yes.
Before you got the system?
Because my friends they were 3 girls in this family, and we were like, our families were like best friends. They had an NES, and if I had to go over and play the Olympic game one more time with the power pad that you had to actually run on.
Yeah.
If I had to play that game one more time, I could never beat Turtle. He was the slowest one, but I could never beat him. I've eventually just gotten on my hands and started hitting the pad with my hands. I'm not really running. Screw this.
That
I'm
works.
smarter than that.
Yeah.
So we ended up buying Contra, and my dad was like, well, this is a shooting game. We shouldn't. And then he played it, and he was like, all right, I'm on board. No, this was...
Yeah.
I look back to my younger gaming, and this is the game. This is it. This is what got me hooked.
Okay.
I loved everything about it. Me and my brother would fight for the spreader because it was the best gun in the game.
Sure.
Yeah, I absolutely love this game. I would still play this game, and I actually have it on my phone and still do play this
That's
game.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. My fondest memory of Contra is Super Contra on not the NES, but the arcade version. And like going to the the roller skating rink.
Yep.
And all around the outside they had like the arcade setup. And I would always gravitate toward Contra. And I am terrible at Contra and Super Contra, any of the Contras, but it's super fun. It's really, really hard, but it's a
really
super fun
hard.
game. Yeah.
Well, that's why they have the ever so famous cheat code. What, you need 99 lives? You got it.
You sure do need 99 lives.
Up, down, up, down, up, down, or up, down, up, down. A, B, select start.
I don't know.
99 lives. 99 lives.
Nice. Got 99 lives, but
a death ain't one.
Dude tried. I don't know.
That was a really good finish on that one.
Yeah.
It's a really good finish.
All right, so if you haven't played Contra, see if you can get it on your phone.
I feel bad for you, son, because I got 99 lives. Okay, I'm done.
What another one.
If you haven't played Contra, I feel bad for you, son. I'm literally Jay-Z. Got 99 lives, but I still can't finish that. I don't know what goes there.
What ain't one?
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
It doesn't work.
Contra.
But
Retro game of the week.
Yeah,
Contra. Go play it.
Do
it's
it.
the best.
All right, so now let's talk about our weekly giveaway, which is super awesome. Deus
That's the name of the game.
Ex. I think that's... I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I'm
Deus?
just going to say it's wrong.
I'm telling you what it's better than, and
What?
it's Bravely Default.
No.
The name. The name, at least.
Okay, the name, yes. I
The
will give you
name.
that.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Deus Ex is... The original one was an awesome, like, cyberpunk thriller RPG action game on the PC. And it came out a while ago. And it was really popular, and they made... I don't know if it's a sequel or a prequel or whatever it is, but it's in the same universe, and...
It's another one.
Yeah, it's another Deus Ex, and it's really good. You get cyborg body parts. What else can you ask for?
I'm
the
not
answer is
asking for
nothing,
anything.
because you can't. And this
is a... Yeah, I was going to say, this is a pretty crazy version.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut.
Yeah. It's got 2 subtitles.
Man.
That means good game. And we're giving it away.
The more subtitles always means...
Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut 99 lives. That's what it is.
But yeah, I tried to finish it again, and I still can't think of anything.
Stop. Just stop it. Just stop it.
I have to finish it.
No.
I'm never going to finish it.
We got to finish this show.
We do have to finish
get
this
out
show.
Of here. So if you want to email us about your finishing for I got 99 lives, but ain't one, then you can email us. Let Tim know what the finishing line should be. Email us at podcast@uphshow.com.
If you have any great ideas, which I'm sure you do, you can tweet us at twitter.com/uphshow.
And check out our Facebook, facebook.com/uphshow.
And we are also on iTunes. Shocker. You need to subscribe. And if you do, Dan, who will be a new father by probably the time you read this or listen to this, will be a new father.
Yeah.
He will give you $13 for each person that subscribes.
And probably rename his daughter after you. So subscribe.
And yep. If you want a baby and $13 named after you, subscribe on iTunes.
Also, check out our Steam group. It's Unbelievable Power Hour.
If you want to see any of Dan's work, it is dandehaan.com. You can also follow him at dandehaan78 at Twitter.
Yep. And my website is aaronwiesinger.com. @awiesinger is my Twitter handle.
And my Twitter handle is Tim A. Austin. I don't have a website, but I'm thinking about creating one called 99 Problems.
Please do. Please. Please, we need it to exist.
Jay-Z will totally sue me.
If you are only listening to our show, you could be watching us and our ridiculousness on YouTube. So go to our YouTube channel, UPH Show, and subscribe and like our videos. Please and thank you.
There's a lot of Let's Plays on there. Go watch them.
Yes. We got Let's Plays. We got our episodes. We got tons of stuff up there. So check it out. So thank you so much for listening this week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you guys.